That day started like any other, ordinary on the surface, yet underneath, something had been unraveling for months. My wife, Laura, had grown distant. The warmth in her voice had faded, replaced by irritation and secrecy. Late nights at the office became routine. Her phone, once casually left on the table, was now glued to her hand, her tone hushed whenever I walked by. Excuses multiplied, work projects, colleagues, deadlines, but deep down I knew something had changed. Our home no longer felt like a refuge. The air was heavy, filled with things left unsaid. I tried to reach her, asked what was wrong, tried to connect, but every attempt met the same wall: dismissive words, half-hearted smiles, and silence. Still, I held on. I told myself marriages go through rough patches. I believed, maybe foolishly, that love and patience could fix it. I was wrong. That night, Laura asked me to sit down with her in the living room. Her expression was cold, emotionless, detached, like she'd already left long before that conversation. Then she said it.
Calm.
Measured. Almost rehearsed. I want a divorce. The words hit like a blow to the chest. For a moment, everything inside me froze. My thoughts scattered, my pulse roared in my ears. I managed to ask why, but she didn't even look at me. It was clear this wasn't a decision made overnight. It was the end of something she'd quietly built in her mind for months, while I was still trying to fix what was already gone. My first instinct was to fight, to argue, to plead, to make her see what we were losing. But something in me shifted. I realized no amount of begging could change what she'd already decided. I couldn't control her choices, but I could control my response. And that's where everything changed. As she spoke, her tone indifferent, almost smug, I noticed a flicker of something outside the window. Then the door opened. Her coworker, Daniel, stepped in. The man I'd suspected for months. His presence confirmed everything. The easy confidence in his posture, the familiarity in her glance, the faint smirk, it all made sense now. For a moment, no one spoke. The tension in that room was unbearable. Then I looked at him and said, calm and steady, "Good. She's all yours." The silence that followed was thick. His smirk faltered. He hadn't expected that. He'd come prepared for drama, for a scene, for me to crumble. Instead, I gave him something far heavier: composure. Then, with the same quiet tone, I added, "Along with her debts." That hit harder than any shout ever could. His face shifted, confusion, shock, then discomfort. Laura's expression changed too. Her confidence cracked. She hadn't expected calm, much less strength. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't humiliate her. I didn't need to. The truth, and her own choices, did that for me. Daniel tried to recover, but I cut him off, still composed. "Enjoy it. Just remember, reality isn't as glamorous as it looks." Simple words, but they landed with weight. The dynamic in that room flipped completely. They came thinking they held control. But in that moment, I took it back. Quietly, firmly, irreversibly. In the days that followed, Laura tried to manipulate, to renegotiate, to soften what she'd done. But she couldn't. Her choices had consequences, ones that no amount of regret could undo. Daniel, too, began to realize what he'd walked into. Their bravado turned to silence. Their confidence faded. Through it all, I stayed calm. I learned something invaluable. Composure is power. You don't win by shouting or breaking down. You win by staying grounded, by letting reality do the talking. That night changed everything. Laura made her decision. I made mine. And in the end, dignity spoke louder than betrayal ever could. My silence, my clarity, and my boundaries became the answer they never expected: powerful, undeniable, unforgettable.